Hey everyone, and welcome back to another No Mans Sky guide. Today I want to share with you some information on how to choose your Starship depending on what you want to use them for. In my previous guides, we covered the modules and the weapons for both ships and multi-tools and how they functioned. However, much of the efficiency of these depends on where you install them on. I mean, you can use a bike pump to inflate the tire of a highway truck, but it's going to take you forever. Likewise, each tool in No Mans Sky is designed for a certain purpose. In today's guide, we will be focusing on starships. However, it is my goal to keep it simple and clear without going too deep into the calculations and variables of the game and still give you enough information that you need to figure out what starship you want. Alright, let us begin. In total we have 7 starship types right now. The Shuttle, the Explorer, the Hauler, the Fighter, the Exotic, the Solar and the Living Ship. Each of these ships has limits and specialties. Now, while logic should already tell you what these are, we're going to use some data that was taken from the game files to get a deeper understanding. The first ship type in the game, you either love it or hate it, but everyone at least one time has bought one of these. It is the Shuttle. It's clear that even the NPCs don't have a too high opinion of the Shuttle, as they are pretty glad to get rid of them at very affordable prices. And yes, the Shuttle is the cheapest type of ship you can get in the game. Now, let us examine the table of bonus stats you can expect for a Shuttle. For the moment, this might not mean much, but once you will see the tables and bonus stats for the other ship types, it will become more obvious what the strengths of each of them are. Bonus stats is what is applied to the core value. The core values are calculated by the basic technology modules installed, which are just the main photon cannon, single shield, hyperdrive technology and the pulse drive. Even without looking at the other ship statistics, it should already be clear that there is not much potential for the Shuttle to expand on. It also does not excel in anything. Each of the bonuses is the same, and it does not exceed the 20% bonus potential once reaching the S-class. Now, calculating the max potential for shields and hyperdrives is pretty easy once you know the core values. While the calculation will not give you the exact result, it is enough to know what to expect from the ship before spending nanites to upgrade it. However, this does not work the same for damage potential, and it would take too many tables and mathematics to explain how it is calculated. So let us take the Shuttle here and check the core values. Now, before we go any further into this, just that you know the damage core value of each ship, no matter if it's an Explorer, a Fighter, an Exotic or whatever, the value will always be between 33.2 and 37, even if that is not shown on the information screen. I will come back to this once we reach the combat-focused ships. The core values of the Shuttle right now are on damage 34.1, for shields 165, and the hyperdrive has a core value of 101. For shuttles, there are no bonuses applied to any of these values when it's a C-class, so shields and hyperdrives will always have the same core value for each shuttle you come across. The same goes for damage, even with the variation between 33.2 and 37, which is mainly linked to the seat of the ship. As already mentioned, calculating the potential damage is a challenge. So let us jump over to the two which are pretty simple to figure out. The most simple one is figuring out the hyperdrive, as the core value is already 101, which is a very straightforward number to add bonus percentages to. So, as this shuttle has the maximum potential to gain 20% bonus, which is an S-class of course, it is very simple to figure this out. While we could do the calculations to reach the perfect outcome, you can just take the percentage and add it to the core value. So in this case, this would make 121 light years, which of course is the maximum potential. The minimal potential is 15%. So simply add that to the 101, which result in 116. That means the shuttle will always have the potential to have an S-class hyperdrive range between 116 and 121 light years. To calculate the shields, there is a small formula that gives you pretty close results so that you can see if the potential is worth spending time and nanites on it. So simply take the core value and then multiply it with this little formula. The maximum potential for the shields on an S-class shuttle is 20%. So if we would do that now, the calculation, you will see that we have an 188.5 shield potential on this shuttle. Again, you can do the same with the minimal potential, which in this case would be 182.6. This means that every shuttle has a potential of a shield strength between 182.6 and 188.5. At the time of recording this video, there is no difference. Each shuttle will have this final result. All considered, the shuttle is a low-class ship even when completely upgraded. All the bonuses are just balanced out evenly, which makes it neither here nor there, and it does not excel at anything. Now, I'm not planning an in-depth dive into each ship type. I just want to show you some examples and the simple formulas with some extra information so you can learn for yourself how to work this out. So let us jump straight to the fighter and show you an example of a ship that is combat focused and how that is represented in the bonus stats. So let me open the table of a fighter. Now, if we compare the fighter table with that of the shuttle, it is clear that the fighter's main purpose is the offensive. Bonus stats to the damage are already applied from C-class onwards, with a massive boost when reaching S-class. The bonus damages of a fighter are currently the highest of all ship types, with a potential of maxing out at 60% bonus damage. Due to the bonus added already in C-class, it is not possible to know the actual core damage that was applied to it by its seat. As you remember, I told you that all core damages are varying between 33.2 and 37, but as the C-class fighters already have that bonus applied, the starting core value will be higher. Checking the remaining bonus potentials, it is clear that the fighter is not intended as a warp ship, as there are no bonuses added to it in any of the classes. Bonuses to the shields are also not too amazing and make the fighter quite vulnerable. By the way, the fighter is the only ship that has no bonus stats applied to the warp drive, so if you want to jump to vast distances, there are much better ship types out there. Alright, let me now open all the tables so that we can draw some comparisons. I will also share how each ship type handles in terms of movement capabilities. As you can see, the shuttles, the hauler and the living ships offer sluggish handling due to their bulky bodies. That makes turning around difficult for them. As both shuttle and haulers have no real damage potential, it is clear that they are not suited for combat at all. While living ships do however possess an above average amount of attack power, their sluggishness will make your enemies more difficult to engage with. But then again, the hauler and the living ship have their advantages. The hauler is the clear winner when it comes to withstanding a beating with its amazing shields. This makes the hauler an excellent choice for protecting your precious cargo, which also happens to be one of its best assets, as this is the ship that has the highest possible cargo limit of 42 slots. Living ships have no possibility of expanding any of the slots, so what you see is what you get. But each living ship will automatically be an S-class and come equipped with a hyperdrive that can reach red, green and blue star systems without needing extra modules. On top of this, it is the second best ship to reach high warp distance capabilities. The only one that beats the living ship at hyperdrive range is the Explorer, which has the capability of reaching maximum core value of 181.8 light years. The Explorer has some pretty good bonuses to the shields, but still nothing compared with the hauler. With non-existent damage bonuses, the Explorer is true to its name, the perfect vessel for exploring distant regions. With that, we have only two ship types remaining, which are the exotics and the recently added solar ships. Both of them are pretty well balanced in bonus stats, but it is clear that the balance between these modules falls to the exotics' favor. The ship has great bonuses to both shield and hyperdrive potential, and in addition can deal some pretty high damage. Apart from that, each exotic will always be an S-class, so no class upgrading needed. This does not mean, however, that the solar ship is bad. It simply has other advantages. While their shield and hyperdrive bonuses are lower, they excel at pulse speeds. This is due to the Vesper sail, a technology that boosts pulse drives and also recharges the launch thrusters. Apart from that, they just look damn beautiful. With that, I think we covered most of the important information about each ship type. Comparing all these wonderful vessels against one another should now make it clear to you which is the best for your needs and purposes. While the Shuttle is not the most favored ship out there, it is a great beginner ship as it's cheap and it's balanced even if it's on the low end of it. The hauler, with its massive shields, is the perfect transportation ship to move valuable cargo, and it can hold lots of it. Just don't try to fight in this slug lump of metal. The fighter, once again true to its name, boasts extreme damage potential and can cut through your enemies like butter. However, shields are not too strong, so be sure to focus some extra module upgrades on that, just to protect you when the tough gets going. The Solar, while not excelling in the bonus stats, has great pulse speeds and is perfect for interplanetary travel. And, while not the greatest, it will hold its own in battle. The Explorer will get you far, literally. Having the highest possible warp range, it will make jumping to other systems a warp in the park. The Exotic is one of the most well-rounded ship types with high-end bonus stats. While it's master of none, it will not disappoint in any of the areas. Finally, the living ship does not need extra hyperdrives to travel to all stellar bodies and has a pretty great warp distance. With the table you see on the screen right now, you should be able to pick and choose the type of ship that suits best your playstyle or objective. Once you selected and upgraded your starship, The core values are now the basis on which all the other upgrade modules will be calculated. I hope this information gives you an insight into how each ship works and how you can figure out the best type for you. As usual, let me know in the comments if you have any other questions or finds you would like to share. Perhaps one of these guides is something that is of interest to you as well. But before you go, a thumbs up would be highly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. This was Beeblebum. Goodbye for now.